Hi, I'm Bob, been totally blind since birth, and I'm into Star Wars and Star Wars novels. The book we're talking about today, it's canon, it's set during Clone Wars, it's called Dark Disciple, and it was written by Christie Golden. So, what to say about this book without spoiling it for those who haven't read it yet? The book focuses on Asajj Ventress. We get to see what happens to Ventress after that final arc in the Clone Wars Season 5. She's not Dooku's apprentice anymore. She's no longer a Night Sister. She's kicking around the galaxy trying to make ends meet collecting bounties. So she's going after the scum and villainy throughout the galaxy, really cleaning the place up and doing a heck of a job. The Jedi, well, speaking of Count Dooku, they're wanting to bring about the end of the Clone Wars by assassinating the Count. So this is a very un-Jedi-like course of action for the Council to take. And some of them have serious reservations about taking this course of action, but the decision is ultimately made. So the Jedi decide to get one of their own, a very unconventional, very laid-back Jedi by the name of Quinlan Vos, to go undercover. He's going to pose as a bounty hunter, and he's going to gain Ventress's confidence. The Jedi don't want anybody to know about this little assassination plot they've got going on. They don't want anybody to know about the stuff they're trying to do under the table to end the war. You know, they feel Dooku's committed one too many atrocities and he's just got to go. So, well, needless to say, the two develop an attraction to each other as the novel progresses. And no, this is not just a love story. This is one of the most action-packed pieces of Clone Wars storytelling you're going to get. I mean, it's like sitting down and binge watching about 8 or so episodes of the show. There is not very much downtime to be had in the novel. I mean, this thing is pretty much packed with lightsaber duels. I feel like we get about 5 or 6 of them as the novel progresses. I mean, because it's about a former Sith acolyte, a former assassin, and she really wants to pay her master back, or for her former master back, I should say. So we get to see a lot of planet hopping. We get to go to Mustafar again. We get to go to Count Dooku's homeworld of Serenno. We get to go back to Dathomir, since Ventress was a former Night Sister. And there is something that happened to Quinlan Vos in Star Wars Legends, something that is made canon. So we get to see a certain event take place in the novel that I really hope that they'd make canon, which of course they did. Those of you who've read the Legends comics might know what I'm talking about, but that's all I'll say. The ending is just beautiful, and the story, it's about redemption in a way, and it's about finally, stepping out of the darkness and embracing who you are and what you have to do in order to help others, to say the least. And man, this thing, it's got space battles. I mean, since the light side is going up against the dark, we do get to see Darth Sidious a little bit. He's making a bit of a cameo here in one part of the book. It really feels like a mini Clone Wars marathon. So yeah, if you guys like the Clone Wars, I strongly recommend picking up the book. And one bit of trivia before I go. I'm sure most of you already know this, but there may be 1 or 2 of you who don't. These 8 episodes on which the novel, on which it was based, they were written by Katie Lucas, the daughter of George Lucas. And Katie has also written some fantastic Clone Wars arcs. She wrote a 3-part story arc in season 3, in which we get to meet Savage Opress, and we get to see Asajj Ventress becoming a Night Sister. Those episodes were, of course, Night Sisters, Monster, and Witches of the Mist. She wrote a follow-up 4-part arc to that in season 4, the very last arc of the season. Those episodes are Massacre, Bounty, Brothers, and Revenge. So we get to see Savage Opress finding his long-lost brother. We get to see those two going up against Obi-Wan Kenobi and Asajj Ventress in one heck of a duel. And Katie Lucas also wrote a 4-part Order 66 prelude arc, if you will, in the 6th season of the Clone Wars. So she wrote The Unknown, Conspiracy, Fugitive, and Order. So she's written, in my opinion, some of the best, some of the most exciting, some of the most action-packed episodes of this show. And I think that's some very incredible work that she's done. And I'm glad that these 8 unproduced episodes got turned into one heck of a novel. And I think Christie Golden does an amazing job translating those teleplays into book form. We also get to read a foreword that Katie Lucas wrote. So for those of you who own the book and haven't read that foreword, I recommend reading that. For those of you maybe picking it up for the first time, read the foreword before you read the book. I think it's very heartfelt and very fascinating writing too. So that'll do for this Star Wars video. Jeez, I don't want it to sound like a sales pitch, but I didn't want to spoil anything in the novel. Maybe I ought to come back and do some kind of a spoilery review later on. I didn't really want to give anything away, though, for some who haven't read the book. So we'll have to come back and talk about the big plot points of the book later on. Yeah, it was a bit of a heartstring tugger there at the end. That's all I'll say. So anywho, I'll hear you guys in the next Star Wars related video.